All right, everyone. Now we've got a new report. It's fairly damning, actually, what I'm reading here. Whistleblowers coming forward and saying that Trump's security team, you know, the day that he was almost assassinated when he got part of his ear literally shot off, and was literally an inch from death, quite literally, that they were woefully underprepared for such a security situation. Now, keep in mind, some of the people providing security that day, they weren't Secret Service. They were DHS, actually, Department of Homeland Security. Then you have the stateies, they were there, and the local cops. And it looks like the local cops are the only ones that knew what the fuck they were doing. And they attempted to do it, but there was no coordination, so they couldn't really stop the situation. I am going to read some of this verbatim because of how damning it is. Whistleblowers have told Senator Josh Hawley, he's taken the fore on investigating this, Republican from Missouri, or Montana rather. I don't know what MO is. Is it Missouri or Montana? I think it's Montana, that Secret Service personnel are woefully unprepared and given inadequate training to properly protect candidate details, including President Trump, in new claims regarding the assassination attempt against the former president. Hawley appeared on Jesse Watters' Prime Time, no surprise, Tuesday night to reveal whistleblowers' claims that when Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI agents, were reassigned to work with the protective details, they were given a single 2-hour webinar on Microsoft Teams. That was their training, apparently. The videos were pre-recorded, with whistleblowers allegedly saying the videos were riddled with technical mishaps, so they can't even get anything fucking right. Imagine 1,000 people logging into Microsoft Teams at the same time, after being informed at the last minute that everyone needed to log in individually, one whistleblower told Hawley. Once it got rolling, the Secret Service instructor couldn't figure out how to get the auto working on the pre-recorded videos, which I'm told are the same videos as last year. All told, they restarted the videos approximately 6 times. The content was not helpful. To say that it's unhelpful is probably an understatement. The whistleblowers further claim that these same 2-hour webinars have not been updated since the assassination attempt against Trump on July 13th. So, in other words, the security details are still getting the same shitty audio quality and stuff like that. Nothing new. Nothing improved since the assassination attempt on former President Trump, one whistleblower told Hawley. Other HSI agents who worked the fateful July 13th Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, told Hawley's office that they only received one PowerPoint presentation for training. So they didn't even get the shitty audio. They just got a PowerPoint, like a slideshow. I used to make those as a kid and make weird shit on them as a joke. The Missouri senator, it is Missouri, blasted the government agency for their nightmare handling of the assassination attempt that rocked the nation. This is a nightmare. The only reason we know about this stuff is because of whistleblowers, Hawley said. So apparently, to protect the former president of the United States, / current nominee for a major party, who's, now well ahead in the betting odds, by the way. I'm sure that we'll be talking about that on the live broadcast later. Apparently, your qualification is you have some security clearance and you watched a slideshow. And keep in mind, this is probably the same training that they're using to protect, like, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. One of my biggest fears for the last few years is that someone will knock Biden off, because I'm like, the alternative is so much worse. It's like, I'd just rather deal with Joe Biden. You're telling me, I'm glad that he never leaves the White House anymore. Let's put it that way. You're telling me that all you have to do is work with one of these federal agencies and listen to shitty audio, which has to be restarted half a dozen times. Or watch a slideshow, like you don't even get, like, the audio presentation. I can only imagine, by the way, how cringe it must be. Secret Service agent walks in front of the camera. It'd be like a little bit like one of those PSAs you get on aircraft before you fly. And it's basically a bunch of fluff. And please, review the rules. The card is in front of your seat or something like that. If in case of a problem on the aircraft, masks may come down and you can grab it. Don't worry, just, the oxygen will be flowing even if the bag doesn't inflate. That's part of every Delta broadcast, by the way. I can only imagine it's probably like that. When you're guarding the President of the United States, or former President, or anyone else you happen to be guarding. Please protect them. Make sure that your firearm is ready to go at all times. Make sure that it is properly maintained. Make sure that your bulletproof vest is securely fastened around your waist. It must be like that. I can only imagine what it would be like to watch that particular PSA. I wish that one of the whistleblowers would leak it, because I can only imagine how fucked up it is. Because clearly there was a problem that day. You had like 100 security personnel on board, and nobody could stop the dude from literally shooting Donald Trump. Yeah, I mean, I think that they allowed it to happen. Basically, they knew that there was going to be a threat. They deliberately undertrained people, and these whistleblowers are alleging that that literally happened. And then they allowed the shots to be taken. And then you know, when he failed, they just sniped him. You know, you don't want that person to be able to tell all, now, do you? You don't want to put him in a jail cell because they might give an interview and say, well, you know, I didn't see any security on this roof, and I figured, well, it was all good. I just clambered up there and took a couple shots. That's not what you want if you're intending to try to kill Donald Trump. I have a feeling that that's what their intent was. They wanted him dead. They know they can't win this election. Kamala Harris is falling precipitously in the betting odds right now for a very good reason. And this is ahead of a debate that she probably can't win either. The Uniparty wants Trump gone. It would not surprise me, and I really hope it doesn't happen, but it wouldn't surprise me particularly if they try to take another shot. So some other psychopath, they know that they're coming to the event, and they're like, well, you know, we'll make sure that this particular building is not particularly guarded. Because we want them to be able to take it. We want them to be able to get a clear hit. If I were Donald Trump, I would have private security swarming these venues. I'd get my own, I mean, he's rich enough. He can get his own dozen security officers. They'll know what to do. And they'll be much more loyal. There's nothing more reliable than a man whose loyalty can be bought with hard cash. Ninth Gate reference, by the way, for those that don't know. So these whistleblowers blowing the lid off of this. You're telling me that their training was a PowerPoint presentation? a Microsoft call? My God. This is the security that we're providing for people that are like among the most targeted, potentially targeted individuals in the entire world? Are you going to explain to Kamala, by the way? Are they getting the same training, you know, when they go on Kamala's detail? I suspect probably not. I suspect that that's probably a little bit more beefy, despite the fact that she's not even a former president. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'm reading this article, I'm like, what the fuck am I even reading? I think I stroked out as much as Biden. The other day, by the way, he was doing the stroke speak, actually, when he was at his rally there, you know, for Kamala Harris. He's quite clearly, he's lost it. He's completely gone. It looks like the Secret Service is also completely gone, and HSI. What are these people even doing? Just trust the local cops and the stateies. They'll defend you better, apparently. Yeah, they'll have your back. They actually give a damn, and they actually get rudimentary training. Well, beyond rudimentary training, as opposed to apparently the U.S. Secret Service. I thought these were specifically designed to be like the most highly trained, like the kick-ass, like ninja class of security. Apparently, though, they rely on Microsoft PowerPoint presentations. That's slightly concerning to know. You know, if I ever became president of the United States, I would definitely have my own private security guards around me as well. That's about all. Peace out.